It's long been an ambition of mine to visit Jackdaws Castle. The weather's not on my side today, but there's nothing to feel glum about because I'm here to see the top-class racing facilities, to meet racing legend and trainer Jonjo O'Neill, and to catch up with champion jockey AP Mccoy. I'm also excited to hear about the history of this place because there's plenty of champions that have graced these stables over the years. This season, it's no exception. Big things are expected of the established stars, and with plenty of young novices coming through the ranks, there's high hopes for 2012. Coming here is a bit like the football equivalent of coming to the new camp. The facilities are fantastic. How long have you been here, and what is it like to train something like this? It's very different from where you started training.
It is, yeah. We've been here 10 years, and we've had a great 10 years, really, and hopefully we'll have another 10, please God. But the horses, the facilities are first class. I mean, they're second to none, really. I know they don't make them run any faster, but they definitely keep them safer and sounder for longer, you know. And it's trying to keep trying to keep everything going. We all like runners as often as we can have them, really, and we have the facilities to do that. So all we need is a few, the younger horses coming on and a few better ones, and hopefully we'll survive another 10 years.
The man largely responsible for providing the facilities is, of course, JP McManus, your successful partners in business and what you've achieved, but also great friends. Just because I don't know, and there might be a few people out there that don't, how it all started, really, with you two, how you got involved together.
Well, we've been involved together since I was riding days a long time ago, and a hell of a long time ago. And we've been lucky enough to have horses together for a lot of years, really, ever since I started training. And he's been great support and help. And then this place came for sale, and JP bought it. And I said to him I'd like to rent it from him, and so we made an agreement, and that's how it's worked out. He owns it, and he has horses here as well as everybody else has, and it seems to be working out well, and it's going great guns,
Jonjo and his wife Jackie moved into the 500-acre estate owned by their friend and fellow racing legend JP McManus 10 years ago. Jackie, like Jonjo, says they're so lucky to have been given such a wonderful opportunity with outstanding facilities in which to train. Taking you back a little bit, coming here, it's such a huge operation and it has a big history. Was it daunting in any way, or was it very exciting right at the beginning? You've been here 10 years now.
Yes, I mean, it's just such a wonderful opportunity that JP and Noreen gave Jonjo to move down to Jackdaws. I mean, I'm a farmer's daughter, and it's a dream really for me to move home. And no, we were just so excited, couldn't wait to get down here. And Jonjo was really lucky. He had, such loyal support from his owners up north. They moved down with him, and it's been great. And we've had new owners and made new friends. So it's been really exciting. We love it. It's our whole life, really.
What's Jonjo like as a person, really? You're the person who knows him best.
He's very loyal and trustworthy, and he's very hands-on, likes to get involved in everything, and the yard. And, he's, as John says himself, he's very lucky to have a great team. Guy Upton, his assistant Johnny Kavanagh, his head lad, Odell, and we just got a great team. We're very lucky that, makes his job, as he said, easier, but he does like to get involved in everything. He doesn't sort of have any hobbies or anything, because this is his hobby as well as his passion. So we're very lucky to have that.
The greatest achievement of Jonjo's training career so far was winning the 2010 Grand National with Don't Push It. He, along with national winner Synchronised and Irish national place Sunny Hill Boy, head up a team of talented staying chasers. Well, here he comes, the total pro and star of Jackdaws Castle, amongst stars. Don't Push It. How many times would he have done this, Jonjo?
He's done plenty of swimming, really, from time to time. He's in great old form with himself, and It just gives him a rest and cheers him up, you know. He's an old character.
Looking at him, he's certainly a character. We'll come on to that later. But just to appreciate how strong a horse he is. I mean, he's got so much behind, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a very big, strong horse. Yeah, he's very powerful, really. He can carry the weight well, and he's the type of horse that you know, he's like a Gold Cup horse, isn't he? A really big, proper, fine horse, like, you know. He's a good old sort.
All things being well, a tilt at the National 2012. He looks in magnificent order. You must have been really pleased with that run at Cheltenham in the listed race.
Yeah, he ran a great race, really, there. Yeah, he ran a great race there. He did all his best work at the finish, you know, and he stayed on really well and galloped right up the hill, you know. He was getting home really well, like, which was great to see, you know, because we wanted him to make him work, you know, and it just worked out right for him, really. They went a good gallop for him, and AP was happy with him when he came back. So
say Aintree brings him alive, but he runs very well at Cheltenham too, doesn't he?
oh yeah, he's ran some cracking races at Cheltenham, you know. He was second to Denman there in a novice chase, you know. Like, he's always been a good horse, you know.
What
But
about...
He just went a bit wrong, and he's, you know, he just got very wound up and very excited there over a year or so, and then when we changed his plan, he just sort of came back into gear again, you know, and it's worked out well for him.
It's synchronised now. Who comes down towards the last obstacle with about a length lead? A big jump. He's over it safely. He's running towards the line with AP Mccoy to go on and win the Conor Welsh National. So it's synchronised who won. A great run in second from Giles Cross.
There he is, with the big white face, synchronised. He enjoys it out here.
Yeah, he's a great little horse, really. He's not that big, but he's as genuine as they come. He loves really soft ground.
This fella, Sunny Hill Boy's done me a few turns. He's won me a few quid. So it's the first time I've got to see him up close and personal, though, Jonjo. And he's a bit smaller than I imagine him to be, actually.
Yeah, he is. He's not a big horse at all, really, but he rides a big horse, so they tell me anyway. He's a great money spinner, really. Grand honest horse, you know, and normally jumps very well. He did fall at Cheltenham, which was a bit unusual.
Well, he had my money and I think a lot of other people's money, because he was favourite,
yeah.
wasn't he, for the spinal research last year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he took it seemed like a fairly heavy fall.
He did. He took a real heavy fall, but then he ran a blinder in Ferryhouse in the Irish National, and ran on and finished third, which was great, you know. Which is fair old bit further than we thought he'd get.
With that in mind, because he ran such a brilliant race at Ferry House, will that be in the back of your mind for Easter time again? Because that's a race I'm sure you'd love to win. You and all connections considered, love to win that race.
Yeah, well, it's like the end of the season, isn't it? You know, for the likes of these good horses, and it's a good prize, and he's. You know, if everything goes according to plan and he's in good form, and we'll do that.
And Boy Peru Steadies is trying to rally to the cause, but Alberta's Run, who had such a lean time last year, is back with a vengeance and will round off a truly great hour of National Hunt racing up and down the country.
It's lovely seeing these stars. Alberta's Run, he's a bit camera shy, and unfortunately, he's on the sidelines at the moment, but 4 times I think he's Grade 1 winner and 3-time festival winner. Very impressive, winning the Ryanair. He must mean a fair bit to you, this horse.
Oh yeah, he's a superstar, this fella. He's a superstar to the yard, really, and to his owner, and AP and him seems to hit it off really well, you know. He's a great little horse, really. Hopefully we can get him back again now.
How are you feeling at this stage with getting him back for the Ryanair? Is that...
Pretty confident. You know, pretty confident, really. Everybody seems to be pretty confident that it's going the right direction. So it's like everything, so long as you don't have any setbacks from now on, you know. That's the
with
thing.
His experience and your facilities here, is it okay to go to a race like that as a first and only run? Will you have to?
Well, I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
You know, we might be able to give him a run. We don't know. You know, we'll see. Just have to see how it all goes as time, and checking it as you go along and seeing how you're getting on, really, you know.
Is he good patient?
It's very hard to make make plans with him at the minute, whether you will or you won't run him. But, we have all the facilities here to get him there. But when you're going for a Grade 1 race, you've got to be 100% fit, really. And ideally, you'd like to give him a run beforehand. But if we can't, we can't. And we'll do the best we can for him.
Galaxy Rock will come home to win by a wide margin. Galaxy Rock and AP Mccoy run out bloodless winners.
Winner of the Welsh National.
We hope he's the winner of the Welsh National. He looks in fine fettle. And talk us through what you thought of his win at Cheltenham.
To be honest, when we were going in there, I thought he had a good chance of being placed. I thought he would have to improve a little bit to win there, but we knew he stayed, and because he won at Cheltenham in the April meeting over that distance, so we were happy with the distance and everything. He jumped really well. He got a nice solo run around. Everything went nice for him, and he went down and won very well. And I afterwards I thought maybe the race wasn't that good, but Carruthers has come out and done really well in the Hennessy, so we'll see how we get on.
Champion jockey AP Mccoy has been part of the Jackdaws team for 5 years now and has a unique and very close working relationship with Jonjo.
He's great company, he's brilliant to work for, brilliant to ride for, makes the job so much very enjoyable, and but very professional as well. And even though he comes across as an easygoing sort of, happy-go-lucky sort of fella, he's very ambitious and always trying to find ways of improving, and always asking different questions to see what we could do different. He's very professional with everything else. As I said, he's very aware that this is an entertainment sport as much as anything, and but on the professional side of things, then he's fantastic. As I said, he's unbelievable to ride for. Look, I will always be indebted for him. He gave me the greatest day of my racing life. So, winning the Grand National, and I've been lucky enough. I've won an Irish National for him, a Welsh National, an English National. Obviously, would like to win a Scottish National for him just to complete the set if I could. But as I said, for me, I will always be indebted to Jonjo, because without him, I certainly wouldn't have ridden Don't Push It. And as I said, I will be forever grateful to him.
Talented hurdler Get Me Out of Here is expected to stick to hurdles this season, as will Cross the Flags. But Salpierre will tackle the larger obstacles.
Salpierre is the bay horse of this side.
Been a really progressive horse last year.
Yeah, he is. As you can see, he's not that big, so he's probably at his limits over Hull. So we're going to try fences with him now. He ran a nice race at Liverpool, but he's just not good enough off his mark, really.
It was that rather than him just needing it, you think?
I don't think he needed it. Yeah, he was in good form, so we'll try the fences with him and see how we get on.
What about trip? Because he seemed to improve over the smaller obstacles as you upped him in trips.
Yeah, he seems to get the trip well. 2.5 plus probably will be his trip, I'd imagine, But it's just to get him going and see how he jumps first. He's schooled okay at home, and that we're happy with him. So it's onwards and upwards now, hopefully.
Get Me Out of Here produced to take the lead, and went on by a length and a half at the last and into the final 100 yards. Odds on backers successful in the first. It was easy for Get Me Out of Here.
I've always thought as a novice, even though he kept winning over 2, you're kind of slow to step him up, but I always felt he wanted a bit further. But if he didn't have so many problems, he would have been a good horse, but that's the same with a lot of horses, isn't it,
Will you be tempted to try the larger obstacles, or do you think all season, or are you going to see how it goes? You stick to hurdles?
I think we'll stick to hurdles, because we did try him over the fences, was it last year, the year before, and it didn't work out for him really, But then we discovered he had a lot of problems, and so AP, after Haydock, I said to him, will we go over fences or not? And he said he didn't feel it was the right thing to be doing with him, to be honest. We stick to the hurdles.
Let's have a chat about Cross the Flags then. I think, she's a mare that certainly, she looks capable of things, and she won at Toaster over 2 mile 5, so She obviously sees out a trip well.
Yeah, she saw the trip well. She ran a nice race at Lingfield and finished fourth over 2 miles, and I think the step up on the trip helped her really. And she's out of this same era as synchronized, so she'll get the trip all right, you know. She did her jump well. She jumps well. She's not the biggest, but she's very honest, and hopefully see how far she go, you know.
Although JP McManus owns Jackdaws Castle and plenty of its inmates, Jonjo trains for several other owners too, and is even starting his own racing club. Roger, I know you as doing a successful job working in sponsorship and on the commercial side with a lot of trainers, jockeys and indeed owners. So what's your involvement now with Jonjo O'Neill Racing?
We've already seen, Zoe, on your tour around this morning, what a fantastic location this is, and it really is a superb yard. And one of the things I'm doing with Jonjo now is trying to make this a little bit more accessible, and one of the things we're just introducing are behind-the-scenes stable tours here at Jackdaws. Basically, we're giving the opportunity for some small, very private, exclusive groups to come here, to have the whole, what I call, ownership experience, which involves coming into the owner's suite, having breakfast, watching the horses exercise and warm up, out on the gallops. You've already seen that this morning, how that works, to drive alongside the horses, see them at very, very close quarters, then to come back in to see the horses in the swimming pool, to see them in the walker, and then to get close up and personal with some of the superstars that are here. So it's a great opportunity which hasn't really been available before, and these are available now off Jonjo's website, www.jonjoo'neillracing.com.
This season, Jonjo has some exciting novices to look forward to in Shut the Front Door and It's a Gimme, who looked very impressive when winning a hot race at Newbury. So we've got It's a Gimme here, who I was very impressed with his performance at Newbury, and probably the hottest maiden hurdle so far this season, to beat those two horses the way he did. I know he had experience, but AP didn't have to do a lot and he cruised up, and you must be delighted with that.
Yeah, it was a good performance. We did have a bit of luck and run, and Nicky's horse missed the last, really. And our fella had the benefit of the run at Liverpool. So he can beat a bit of experience, really. But he did his job nicely. He jumped well and he stuck to his guns well, and he's just a nice horse, really, and hopefully a horse for the Challow Hull or something like that now, you know.
Shut the Front Door, who has a little look around in the closing stages but was comfortably clear.
It's a nice close-up shot of Shut the Front Door, who looked impressive winning his bumper by 16 lengths at Foss Last the other day.
Yes, he did look good. It was on heavy ground, you know, and wasn't sure whether he'd go on it or not, to be honest, but he seemed to get through it quite easily. He did everything nice in the race. He was very matured in the race and did everything sweet, you know, so we're very happy with the performance, really.
And I think the form, and we've yet to see, and you've said about the ground, but at least there were a couple of nice fancy types in the race, so...
Yeah, they seemed to be, yeah. We liked him at home. He was a nice horse. He worked well and done everything nicely, so hopefully he can step up a gear now and win another one.
As well as young horses, Jonjo has a talent for nurturing young jockeys, and new recruit Maurice Linehan has already made an impact.
He was with John Supple and Johnny Buns back at home, as far as I know, and John Supple, I think, advised him to come to England. He was after riding a few point-to-point winners and a few point-to-point rides, and that needed a bit of experience. And he came over, and he seemed a nice, sensible lad and doing everything right, you know. And Richie McLeod, who done very well, has now lost his claim, so we're looking for a claimer, so it just fitted in handy, really. So now Richie is second to AP, and Morris just fits in nicely for the conditional.
We can see Jimmy Derham. Nice to have him back, and he's on board Sweet Prince, who's going to start out for a new owner of yours.
Yeah, Sue Farmer owns him. She bought him a few weeks back, and he's a grand horse. He's doing everything nicely at home, so he'll be running on the bumper pretty soon, this side of Christmas. So we're looking forward to him getting going. He's a hardy boy and he does his job really well, so we're looking forward to him, and hopefully he's lucky. It's Sue's first ever horse, so let's hope he's lucky.
Looking back in the bunch, he's got a bit of presence about him. I'd say he'd stand out from the string there. He looks...
Yeah, he goes well. He does everything nicely at home. He moves well, good attitude. His bike caves cross, and he's doing everything as you would like him at the moment, you know.
Jonjo has, of course, won both the Champion Hurdle and the Gold Cup as a jockey, thanks to Dawn Run. Unsurprisingly, these are the two principal races he would most like to win as a trainer.
It's an ambition for everybody, I'm sure, that's training, wants to win the big races, you know, but the Cheltenham Gold Cup and the Champion Hurdle would be fantastic, and obviously winning the National was brilliant, you know. But any big race, or little race with a little horse, you know, I get a great kick out of winning any race, really, but if you have a little horse and you find a race for it that he's only so much ability, really, you get a kick out of getting everything right for him, and I just love it. I enjoy the game, and it's, thank God, it's a great game to be in and a great way to make a living.
And you have a partner who really enjoys the game too, in your wife Jackie, who's a great supporter and also just exudes enthusiasm when I see her at the races. So that must be lovely that you can share in it, but she brings a real breath of fresh air, I think, to...
Yes, Jackie loves it as well as I do, and you know, the staff are really brilliant, you know. It's a great team. We've got a great team together, you know, and it works very well. Long may it continue.